This is Jack, and it's important to keep in mind who Jack is.
Antifa is real. Antifa has been around in various iterations for almost 100 years in some instances, going back to the Weimar Republic in Germany. And it's now been just under 1 month since we saw a far leftist murder Charlie Kirk.
Wrong.
And we saw thousands upon thousands of people, other far leftists and people in positions of authority, people like nurses and pilots and doctors and HR departments celebrating the death and the murder of Charlie Kirk. This sickness that's out there is absolutely real.
So Jack just lied to you there when he said someone from the far left murdered Charlie Kirk. It was actually somebody from the far right. It was somebody who was even further right than Charlie Kirk. People from the far left don't follow Nick Fuentes, my guy. That's not a thing. But once again, it's important to remember who Jack is.
Welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it completely. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it and replace it with this right here, because all glory is not to government, all glory to God.
That's right. He said, we didn't quite succeed in overthrowing the government on January 6th, but we're going to finish it now. We're going to turn this into a Christian nation. That's Jack. This is also Jack.
So Jack over here is a very big advocate for Turning Point USA, but he was a bigger advocate for voter fraud, especially for the state of Pennsylvania. So Jack over here, he was a Navy Reserve intelligence officer until 2017. But he has voted in Pennsylvania elections from 2004 to 2024, according to his voting records from the state of Pennsylvania. He did in-person and mail-in, depending on where he was. But after he got back, he actually remained in Maryland with his first wife while becoming that influencer. But while living in Maryland, he still continued to vote in Pennsylvania and apparently in Maryland as well. He used his parents' home address in 2018, 2024, and 2022, despite living in Maryland for a decade, to which him and his new wife have registered to vote in Maryland. According to a 2017 divorce from his first wife, in which he lived in Maryland with, in their apartment, to which he shares with his new wife, this is their primary residence. And she even posted this Election Day 2020 together with her husband, Jack. But Jack had voted that year in person in Pennsylvania. So Jack, how do you pose for Election Day voting in Maryland and somehow end up voting in Pennsylvania that year in person? I mean, you even posted a picture holding your Pennsylvania ballot that you hand delivered. And it just is interesting that you are not available for any comments on this entire story. Since you are such a big advocate for voter fraud, you would want to clear this up, wouldn't you? Political mom, educational purpose only.
So it looks like Jack might be participating in a little voter fraud. Jack also thinks things that have been deemed by the Supreme Court as free speech aren't free speech because he doesn't like them.
It is complete nonsense to claim that burning a flag is speech. It's just on its face nonsense. It's ridiculous.
That's right. He knows more than the Supreme Court. This is also Jack.
The Bible tells us that on his last day, Moses climbed to the top of the mountain and he looked across the River Jordan and he saw the promised land. He led the people there, but he did not cross himself, for he was taken and he died on that mountain and he was brought to God's kingdom. On his last day, Charlie Kirk was on the top of a mountain. And Charlie Kirk led us there. And Charlie Kirk has brought us to the promised land.
That's Jack. Don't be like Jack.